to the Wedding Vendors Happy Hour, where we dive into the world of wedding entrepreneurs. Learn how they got started, what advice they have for you, and everything in between. So grab a drink and take a seat as we interview amazing vendors with your hosts, Derek and Jade. Wedding Vendors Happy Hour. It's a podcast, but it's also happy hour.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Wedding Vendors Happy Hour. I'm Derek with Derek Preciado Photography.
And I'm Jade with Jade Preciado Events.
Our last Wedding Horror Stories episode was a hit. So by popular demand, we're bringing you another round of wild wedding tales that will make your jaw drop and your stress levels rise. Today, we're diving into some of the craziest stories from vendors who have seen it all. I'm talking from ceremonies that end faster than you can say I do, to weddings where the drama was hotter than the Phoenix sun.
We've got everything from a poolside ceremony in swimsuits that didn't quite last until Monday to a July 4th wedding meltdown where even the vodka couldn't take the heat. And let's not forget the planner who tried to save the day but got stuck with the caterer who ran out of food before the guests ran out of patience.
That's right. It's going to be a wild ride, folks. So get ready to hear from some stories that will make you grateful for even the most chaotic wedding days. Whether you're a vendor or just love a good wedding drama, this episode is for you. So grab a drink, take a seat, and let's get to it. This one's, I don't think they're that bad.
Okay.
And luckily, so far this year, we don't have any vendor horror stories that we could share.
No, all good vibes.
Good vibes. But we dove deep.
You dove deep.
Into the dark web.
Still a secret to me. I have not read any of these.
That's right. But I'm going to start one.
Okay.
But yeah, we dove deep into the web. Let's get into this. All right. So the first one. This one is for my efficient buddies out there. This is about an efficient who brings up his horror story.
Interesting.
Yeah, let me take a swig of my Red Bull because I might need it for this. Mm-hmm. A little ASMR. What do you call it?
ASMR.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into this crap. Okay, efficient. Here we go. Efficient here sat with a couple to talk about their ceremony. Like most officiants, they want to talk about their ceremony, get the groove of things. Mm-hmm. They asked for the barest of bare bones, 5 minutes or less package. Welp. Okay, I guess. Okay, so we're starting off. They want this thing quick.
Yeah. I
mean, probably like, do you take the bride? Yeah. Do I take the groom or whatever? Yeah. Kiss. All right, let's go home. That's how quick. So he's like, all right, I guess. All right, here we go. I show up. Knowing the ceremony was casual and poolside in their backyard. Okay, he showed up knowing that the ceremony was casual and it's a poolside in their backyard. Okay. Didn't realize it was in swimsuits. Okay, so everyone's just skimping right now. Everyone's just swimsuits.
Okay.
Okay, cool, hero. Sure. Hottest day in Phoenix ever. Okay, so they're in Phoenix. Uh-huh. So is that a thing?
I don't know if it's a normal thing.
Hey, to anyone that's from like Phoenix, is that a thing? You guys wear bathing suits at weddings? I mean, so, okay. Phoenix ever, because the hottest day ever in Phoenix. So all the guests appreciated the shortest ceremony ever. So they're boiling out there. So sometimes here in Paso and whatever, sometimes we complain about our weather. Man, Phoenix is probably like
hotter.
You can cook an egg on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, they did the cool ceremony. It was quick. Everyone's in their little skimpies. All right. Then he gets a call Monday from a family member that the bride and groom broke up. The groom, he's been cheating. Right as I dropped the license in the mail. So he got the call like right when he dropped that thing in the mail. So here's his little advice, I guess. So if you're ever cheating on someone, and don't plan on staying married after the heir comes after. So if you're Everyone right now is probably like, Derek, get it together. Speak. All right, here we go.
Let's hear it.
So if you're ever cheating on someone and don't plan on staying married after the air comes out of the floaties, just ask your efficient to be a bro and not mail the thing. That way you're only out $75 and not the cost of an actual divorce.
Or maybe not get into a wedding if you're at the point of cheating before even getting married.
True, man. This is so this efficient's like, bro, just like give me a jingle and I'll hold that license, like marriage license for you. And you're out $75. All right. You don't have to go through this whole. So now the court got their license or marriage license, and now he has to go through the whole lawyer spiel.
Yeah.
Brutal. So what I take away
old, but
probably in this, don't have a wedding in skimpy bathing suits, and I
don't know. This was just all red flags. I think he walked into this one.
The efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy walked in. He was just like, it's in Phoenix. It's hot.
They didn't care about the ceremony, no meaningfulness, just short and sweet, like it never happened and shouldn't have.
Yeah, and the rest is history. Okay. Pretty brutal. That's sad.
So this is better than last time.
Well, this one isn't crazy. Last one was pretty wild. This one was kind of, this is efficient. He made it. I mean, yeah, it's sad for the, no one wants to hear about a wedding and people breaking up, but the groom kind of made it, or the officiant kind of made it funny.
Okay.
All right, let's get into it. All right, this one's you.
I was a part of the catering staff, specifically in charge of the bar for a wedding at the bride's home. Things to know about this event. 1, the bride was a successful event planner in her area. Okay.
Oh, geez.
2, her assistant was running the show while her boss was, busy getting married. Okay. 3, this was taking place July 4th weekend during a NorCal heat wave. Lots of heat waves in this one.
Super heat waves. I get them all from Phoenix.
I don't know. I think the high on the day of the wedding was around 105. Okay. Yeah, we've had that.
That's not bad. I mean, it's bad, but not like we've dealt with it.
Number 4, everything was happening outdoors, starting late in the afternoon and heading into the evening.
Okay, so those are the key points right now. We're not even in the story yet. It's
just
key
things
points
to know and keep in mind.
So red flags for me already is, not really a red flag, but as a vendor, I don't know if I would want to do a vendor's wedding. It's a lot of pressure, I feel like. Like if I was to do a photographer's wedding, it's just too much. Would you do a planner's wedding?
I just did my assistant's wedding, and this was opposite. She had her assistant run her show on. Oh, but this story is coming from the caterer or bartender.
Yeah, someone that's in the catering staff.
Yeah.
So they're telling us what they saw behind the scenes.
Okay.
I think.
I don't know.
Let's get into it.
I was setting up the bar, and the assistant wanted the entire bar set and fully ready in a full afternoon sunlight about 2 hours before the guests were scheduled to arrive. I had everything mostly set, but was staging the ice, white wine, and some of the hard alcohol in the house, which was air conditioned, and planned to bring it out at the last minute. Okay. Also, by the time the guests showed, the sun would have shifted enough that the bar would be in the shade. She and I went back and forth, and she insisted on her way. Fine, you're in charge. You're wrong, but you're in charge.
Oh my God. That's so the assistant planner saying that.
No, the bartender is.
Oh, saying that to the planner, assistant planner?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think she actually said out loud. I think that's just what she's thinking at this point. About an hour later, I was helping the servers set up tables when we heard a shattering sound by the bar.
God.
An unopened bottle of vodka had exploded, and the corks on all the wine are pushing their way out of the bottles. My best guess is that there was a flaw in the bottle, and when the vodka got too warm, it couldn't take it.
So this is for all the bartenders that are listening out here. So she was a catering staff for the bartending side of things. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. And so alcohol and the whole setup was done way in advance, not shaded.
Ready to pop.
We haul everything back inside to cool down. I clean up the bar and get it reset. 15 minutes before guests arrive, I bring everything outside as originally planned,
Okay.
and a good time was had by all. I learned later that all the vendors had been making adjustments due to the heat, and assistant had been second guessing everyone.
Oh my God.
If you can't roll with the unexpected during an event planning might not be for you.
Ooh. So the horror story is that they were dealing with, her story was that she was dealing with assistant planner.
It's just, yeah,
It was
it's
just
just
second-guessing
frustrating because you're assessing the situation as it is, and the event assistant planner, whatever it is, whoever was just like wanting to stick to the original plan, even though there's heat, even though, guests won't be here until 2 hours.
So she wanted them like stored away in the shade before, and then took them out.
Which she ended up having to do anyways. There was just a big, not big explosion, but an unnecessary explosion and unnecessary movement back and forth.
So this is for like, I guess this is to the planner assistants out there. You be listening to me right now. This is what I'm saying. So basically like, the vendors, they know what they need to do. They're not going to screw up the wedding day. They just want to make it, especially if it's hot, they just want to make it easier and whatever. That's like me with my cameras out there and they're overheating and I'm like trying to stay in the shade and they're like, no, get in the sun.
And then the cameras overheat
and die. I'm like, I tried saying, now I can't, now I'm SOL.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna go cry and tell the planner or tell the bride.
just work together, listen to your team on what they need and how we need to adjust. And yeah, like you said, they are the professionals in their category. They know, what to anticipate with the heat and all of that. So
yeah, when it comes down
roll
to
with it.
We're all a team. We're all a team, right? Yeah, the planner is the general, the head, the boss of the team, the leader. But she knows that she doesn't need to baby them.
Or micromanage.
Micromanage. Yeah, micromanage. I think that's what it is. She doesn't need to micromanage. She has more important things to do. Mm-hmm. She knows that you guys are going to do what you need to do and get the job done.
This is what time guests are arriving. Be ready, show ready before then.
Hey everyone, it's Derek.
And Jade here.
We hope you're enjoying this episode of the Wedding Vendors Happy Hour. We wanted to take a quick moment to share a great way you can support the podcast.
That's right. If you love what we do and want to help us keep bringing you amazing content, consider buying us a coffee.
It's super simple. Just head over to buymeacoffee.com/Wedding Vendors Happy Hour or click on the link in the show notes below. It's just a small gesture that makes a big difference.
Every coffee helps us cover production costs and keeps the show running smoothly.
Plus, it gives us that extra boost we need to bring you even better episodes and amazing guests.
So if you want to support the show, head over to buymeacoffee.com/Wedding Vendors Happy Hour and buy us a coffee.
Thanks for your support, and let's get back to it. Yeah. Crazy. That wasn't too bad. That was,
I feel like, more realistic.
That was super realistic. And I feel like all of us vendors can relate to that. I mean, I don't know. The planners here are amazing. I love you all. The planners are great. But I mean, like someone just trying to
make it more difficult than it has to be. Yeah.
Yeah. Make it a little more difficult than it has to be.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get to the third one here. You ready?
Ready.
Let's get it. This one's a short and sweet one. Here we go. When a couple of friends got married. Okay, so I guess this one is a friend or a couple or a friend or someone that's part of the wedding, or it might be a vendor. I don't know. Let's just start it. Ready?
Okay.
When a couple of friends got married, they did a potluck style dinner while providing a meat portion. Okay, so it's potluck style. They provided a meat portion.
Meaning everybody has to bring their own dish to the wedding?
I guess so. Is that a thing?
I mean,
that'd be cool, right? That could be cool. Right? Everyone just bring a little potluck. Nah, I don't know. Let's see. Okay. They hired 2 other friends to cook. All right. Catering, we already know that one alone is like.
Did they even have a caterer?
No. I don't know. Let's see. Again. Okay. They hired 2 other friends to cook and also clear plates and such.
Okay. So the friends were
the caterers.
Acting as caterers.
Everyone proceeded to get far too drunk because dinner had to be delayed almost 2 hours due to the meat being so far behind.
Mm-hmm.
So them boys, they didn't know. They were just like, yeah, we could do it for you. But they didn't even know what they were doing.
Yeah.
2 hours behind. 2 hours. All right. So, I mean, that would be like a nightmare for the DJ, nightmare for the planner, nightmare for just.
Well, like when you think about it, like just like normal cooking, like, yeah, you have like the timing down and everything. But when you're cooking for the masses, like I'm sure, I don't know how caterers do it. Honestly, that's like a whole monster that I wouldn't be able to just step in and do.
Like, my hat goes off to you guys. I can see why you guys get a little stressed.
And timing it for a wedding like that, it's impressive how wedding caterers have it down and have it ready at the scheduled time. And then, you know, we, of course, as planners might come in 20 minutes before, like, hey, can we have it ready 10 minutes later or 10 minutes sooner, whatever it may be. And they adjust and make it work.
And then we come up there photo and video, like, hey, can we get our dinner? They're just like, we have 300 people we have to feed. Get out of here. Get your McDonald's. Get your little kids. All right, let's get back to this. Okay. Yeah, but kudos. My hat's off to them.
Yes.
That's hardcore.
In other words, not everybody should do it.
Yeah,
that's you don't know what you're doing.
Exactly. So they hired 2 of their friends to cook and also clear plates and such, which is, we already know, you, from what I've heard from you, like having staff clean and stuff, that alone is a big thing.
Yeah.
All right. So everyone proceeded to get far too drunk. Yeah, we saw that. Okay. They're 2 hours behind. It was August and scorching. What's with all these hot ones? Like all these hot ones here. All right. It was August and it was scorching hot. So we all watched the potluck food die on the tables.
Oh.
Okay. So they said they provided potluck style dinner while providing. It was potluck style dinner. So people brought like probably cold apps while providing a meat portion. So they were the meat portion, like the cooks?
Yes. Okay. So the friends were cooking the meat, but everybody brought like side dishes to share.
All right. Yeah, makes sense. Okay. So, hey, that's cool. So 2 hours, everything died on the table. So people were seeing all their food die while the meat was just chilling. All right. So all that happened. Then the father of the bride caught the cook loading full bottles of wine into his car along with the empties. It was a bit of a shit show. That's the end of the story. So these fools probably weren't even cooking.
They were just storing alcohol.
They were gonna just load up the alcohol and dip.
So did they get their food?
I don't think they got their food.
It feels incomplete. I want to know what happened.
What the heck? So the food was dying. These 2 little goofballs were probably just laughing up there, loading up their car, and we're like, "Oh yeah, 2, we'll be having soon." And the father of the bride walks up there. It's like, "What the hell?" They're just loading their car with all the alcohol.
Okay.
Oh my God, that is crazy.
At least they had potluck food.
Maybe they knew that. That's why they got the potluck, because they knew these little goofballs were just going to dip. It was probably like the groom's friends. And he's like, man, let's just make this. I know we're saving money, but let's just have our guests bring a backup plan because these idiots are going to just. But then he just tried to take all their wine and the empty and along with the empties to
disguise it. Maybe
we're going to take this to recycling, but no, where's the booze? Gone. So crazy. So sad. I guess the moral of the story is hire professionals.
Yes.
That was a simple one. That wasn't bad.
Yeah.
See, we're looking good. All right, let's see what
next one.
Oh, this was a big one.
Oh, this is big.
All right,
okay, let's see. It says, was a wedding planner in my past life.
Ooh, wedding planner.
Had a client who didn't want to listen to my professional opinion regarding vendors.
Oh, this is perfect. This is like leading right into it. So the first one, they hired the little goofball buddies, and now we're getting into another one.
I offered many different options within the price range and with people who I had either worked with before or knew they were professional. Suggested a photographer that was amazing. They went with a friend of a friend.
Oh, geez.
Who canceled 2 weeks before the wedding because they got a higher paying gig.
Oh my God.
Yes, I found them a new one, but they were not as good and charged more than my original suggestion. found them a 3-piece band that was willing to do the event for $200 over what most DJs charged.
Mm-hmm.
They went with her friend of a friend, DJ.
Oh my God.
He played the wrong song when she marched down the aisle.
Oh my God.
But the most egregious error was their caterer.
Here we go.
Another
caterer, man.
Time and time again, I tried to warn them that the venue caterer was absolutely not a good option.
Interesting.
Found them several other catering options to choose from. The caterer that was my favorite offered a more substantial menu and higher quality items for the same price.
Wow.
They went with the on-site caterer because it was easier. They ran out of food before 3/4 of the people had gone through the buffet line.
Oh my God.
People were so hungry that her sister offered to order some pizzas so that people could have something to eat.
You gotta get them pizzas. Everyone loves pizza.
Bride refused because she was not going to have pizza at her wedding.
Wow.
Note to future brides, if your caterer runs out of food, buy some darn pizzas.
Buy some damn pizzas.
People would rather eat pizza than be hungry. After the event, the bride and groom admitted they should have listened to my professional opinion. People, please, if you are going to hire a wedding planner to help you coordinate the details, please listen to them. We have done hundreds of weddings. You have not. We can see unprofessionalism and sketchy people a mile away.
Facts. This is just like, these are good ones.
Yeah.
So this is true. Like, this is what, like when I don't like, clients are amazing, but when they just book their vendors and then they book their planner, I don't understand that at all. If they have to get a planner, that should be the first thing they book. But then it comes down to, what are they booking that planner for? Is she just like management, the month of style?
Mm-hmm. But even with that, like, at least I'll give them vendor recommendations and all the planning tools from the start, and then they can take that and run with it. So they at least have a good sense of the direction to run in.
Yeah, they need to listen to their planner, and the planner is going to refer her vendors because they're all, exceptional, and they all have the standard and they're all verified.
Mm-hmm. Not just putting our stamp of approval on any recommendations.
Big time. Yeah, that's just crazy. So let me look back at this thing. Okay. So yeah, DJ played the wrong song. That sucks. But not the end of the world. I mean, yeah, that's a big moment. So yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, you're envisioning that moment for like a year or more, probably your whole life, and you picture it to this one. Like, you spent so much time picking all the songs.
Yeah.
And then you notice wrong song.
I wonder how far down she was. Like, was she like barely making around the corner, or was she like already coming up?
Who knows? I don't know. Either way, she noticed it.
Yeah. That's crazy. But if it was your situation and the bride was walking and you heard the song, you'd probably stop the bride and like tell the groom, like, or the DJ, like, yo.
I actually had this before.
Oh, here we go. Horror story.
No, it's just that I was already in like back and forth texts with the DJ. Yeah. So I simply said wrong song, and he fixed it before she was coming away from the barn. So you couldn't even see her yet. Yeah.
See, that's what I'm talking about. You're like on it. You like pay attention to the details. And so I think that could be a slip to this planner.
Well, no, she noticed it, and who knows, that's what you remember from it. Like, I don't know how she reacted from it, or how she handled it, but like, I remember that.
So crazy. All right, let's see. So, and then, all right, here's another one, big one, crazy one. Running out of food.
Mm-hmm.
Running out of food.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Not ideal. It's a buffet line. So is that the caterer or is that the people?
Okay. So, here's my 2 cents. If you are doing a self-serve buffet, people cannot be trusted to portion control. So keep that in mind. I feel like there should be an automatic, like, extra buffer for that. I'd always recommend served buffet. so that everybody gets the right portion. Everybody gets fed.
Yeah,
There's usually
buffet.
even like room for seconds at the end because you did do a little buffer for that. But yeah, when it's self-serve buffet, I think that's when you could run into that. And
Yeah, I like the self-serve buffet style because everyone's getting their
you like
amount
it?
about a portion. I like that because everyone's getting their amount. I've seen some self-serve, and people are treating it like hometown buffet.
Yeah.
They're just like putting like 9 chickens.
Yeah. And so you get down to table number 15 and it's like, the salad's already gone 2 tables ago and you are fighting for scraps.
There's like,
that's not normal. That shouldn't ever happen. But I'm saying in this scenario, it was probably a self-serve buffet that wasn't
controlled.
No, that wasn't like, they didn't account for the factor that people serve themselves too much.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. People, it's just human nature. They're just gonna grab more. Their eyes are bigger than their stomach. We're just gonna grab like 9 chickens, a freaking.
Well, I mean, you do have to kind of be patient as a guest, waiting for your table to be released through the buffet line. So when you get to that buffet line and you're starving, and then
that's the point. Yeah, not even. Yeah, that's the thing. That's why it should not be self-served because people are sitting there for hours and haven't even ate yet. So about the time they get their food, they want 9 chickens, a giant,
and they're not going to eat it all.
They're not. It's just sitting there, and I see there's like 8 bread rolls on a plate. I'm like, what is this?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
So,
thank God.
Have your catering staff serve the buffet. Ideally, if you are considering self-serve, then ask if they account for extra food with that.
Yep. All right, I want to do this one other one too because it kind of relates. So like the photographer, they wanted a friend. Man, they always say, and I always kind of stick by this, like you don't want to work with, friends or family because there could always be some kind of issues with it. So you can never, it gets weird. That's what I'm trying to say. And this is what happened to them. So they hired their friend and then their friend was like, deuces, I just got one that was going to pay me more. Peace. So I think this was, again, I'm going to say, I think this was the planner's problem too. She should have been like, where's the contract? If there's no contract, his friend was like, oh, it's just a friend. He's going to come in and do it. That's already a planner would be like, nah, there needs to be a contract. This person's held accountable. You want your friend, write a contract. Mm-hmm. A simple, I am a wedding photographer for such and such for this date sign. That's small. Yeah,
but it says that she canceled it. Like there could have, I don't know.
You can't cancel it. How are you going to cancel a contract? That's like a binding agreement. Unless and then did they even pay? Like, I don't even know.
You'd have to read the contract. I don't know.
My God. Well,
it's not ideal either.
It's not ideal. Either way, this one was a little crazy. All right, let's get into, I got another little one. Here we go. All right, let's move on. That one was crazy. Planner situation. To all the planners that are listening, I'm pretty sure they're just like, how did they let that happen?
Yeah, but there are clients sometimes who just simply, like, you can tell them so much, but you can bring them to the water, whatever the saying is. You can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make them drink.
That's what I'm saying. This is going to grind me.
Most of the time they will drink because that's what they're paying me for.
They just plan it. Oh my God. Like, clients need to listen to their planners. They need a book of their vendors that they recommend. It's just all in all better experience, a better team, better vibe, better work that they're receiving. Yeah. And it's still, the planners still got to look out for like what they could afford.
Well, we look out for all of the factors, the budget, their style, who personalities, So
I understand why some planners are kind of like, I provided amazing vendors and then they just dipped and went and got Joe Smo. Yeah. Like, what the heck? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, what am I here for?
Yeah. Like, what is this? Yeah, I get it. All right, let's move on because I will go on for days and I'm getting mad from that. Let's go. Let's get into number 5. Here we go. In the hot seat is what it's called. It's a little short and sweet one. I had a really high-strung groom who yelled at one of his young guests. The kid was 12 years old. He yelled at him for sitting out of his assigned seat. He told the kid and his parents to leave. Yeah, he told them to leave. Later that night, the bride's father, who was single, made out with one of the bridesmaids, and the groom punched him. He had to call an ambulance, and the groom was arrested. All right. We got that. I mean, it went full circle. That groom yelled at some little kid, and then at the end, he got arrested.
Wow, what a day.
What a day. So groom got mad at a 12-year-old. Grandpa made out with some
The dad, bride.
Father of the bride made out with some bridesmaid. Groom punched him, got arrested.
I wonder how dramatized this is.
I think this is like a movie. This feels like a scene from like
short
Wedding
and sweet,
Crashers.
but there was a lot going on there.
It came out of Wedding Crashers. That's funny though.
Yeah.
I mean, why is he yelling at a 12-year-old?
And to make them leave.
And make him leave because he was just out of his assigned seat.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. Like, dude has anger problems.
To handle it.
Dude has anger problems right there, for sure. Okay, that was short and sweet. Not too much of a horror story, but that's kind of a funny one.
I mean that would be memorable.
That's a memorable one. All right, let's get into this good one right here. Go for it.
Says bad romance. Okay. Says, I am not a wedding planner, but I do work in the industry, and my friend is a wedding planner I'm telling this story about. Okay, so it's her friend wedding planner story.
Okay, friend wedding planner story.
He is a good-looking straight male that has an amazing eye for design and detail. He can do everything from wedding dress design and execution, flowers, you name it. And his services are not cheap. He had a bride who called him up a few days before her wedding and told him she couldn't go through with it and couldn't go through with the wedding because she was in love with someone else.
Oh, God.
The conversation, but see, like, at least...
She gave him a heads up?
No, I mean, at least she said it before the wedding.
Yeah, she like told the...
Not like the first scenario where they went through the whole wedding and then 2 days later, call it quits.
Yeah, dudes are, I guess, caca. The bride actually was like, hey, my feelings are not aligned anymore.
I mean, it shouldn't have gone that far, but yeah. Here it is. The conversation went something like this.
God.
The bride says, I can't marry him. I just don't love him anymore. I think I'm in love with someone else. And he said, what do you mean you're in love with someone else? Your wedding is in 5 days.
God.
The bride says, well, I'm in love with you. You just get me.
Oh my God.
I've never met anyone like you. He says, do you know how much your parents are paying me to get you? She ended up getting married 5 days later, and it was never mentioned again.
Oh my God.
Oh my
That
goodness.
is scary.
Yeah.
So she just thought she loved him because he was just like...
He was doing his job. He
job.
got her. He got the vision, got what she wanted for her dream wedding day. And he was, making it happen with his magic wand.
Yeah. He was like doing everything she wanted. He was thinking like her, talking to her, listening to her.
All big things.
That is pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy.
But it was from a professional standpoint, and she got carried away in the magic of it.
She got the love bug.
To just say 5 minutes. Okay. Yeah. 5 days before the wedding.
And then she was just like
wanting to run away with the wedding planner.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I guess, yeah, the groom probably isn't like so focused to her like he was.
Well, especially like during the planning processes, like typically it's not the groom as involved in these planning decisions. So she probably did have a lot of more like, personal discussions with the wedding planner.
So yeah, you get that connection, and that's so funny. His response, do you know how much your dad is his dad? Your parents are paying me to get you. Facts. Like, this is my job. Yeah. Hey, good for him though. But he was just like, yo, like, this is my job.
Yeah.
Go get married. I'm flattered, but I wonder if he showed up for the wedding or if he sent like his lead.
Yeah. It was never mentioned again. Yeah, he's professional.
Dang. Good for him. That's so crazy.
It's funny.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Has that happened to you?
No.
Some groomsmen like, oh wait, it's always the brides, huh?
Yeah.
You don't really speak too much to the grooms.
I love when the grooms are involved though, but whenever it is, it's always bride and groom.
I think you've had somewhere it is a more groom.
I have. And those have been really fun.
How fun? You're talking to me here.
No, just because it never happens.
Oh, yeah.
And I say it's really fun because he usually all of the things that he wants to get involved in, like it's more of like a sentimental groom, you know, and he knows his fiance loves this and wants to make it extra special for her, even though she's a little bit more of the reserved type and won't speak up. Yeah. So that's why those ones were fun.
Yeah. That's crazy though. But that could go with like any job, but our jobs are so close niche to the couple. Well, depend on what you're doing. Mm-hmm. It's so close to the couple or the bride and groom that, get a little crazy in there. All right, let's go to the next one. All right. This one is called Relay a Message.
Relay.
Oh, relay a message. Sorry.
Sorry, I didn't mean to correct you.
Relay a message, people. Here we go. I'm a photographer and I came on site the day of a wedding to meet the planner/coordinator who promptly told me to be careful around the bride. Apparently at the rehearsal dinner the night before, the bride thought the coordinator was talking too much or taking too much of her time. After asking 2 questions, so this bride is like already like,
on edge
here. Like she doesn't want you talking. I wonder if it's like a high profile client.
I don't know.
Okay. So she didn't want people talking to her. She didn't want the planner. She was sick of the planner already. All right.
Well, because in that point, like my goal is always like to step into the wedding weekend, all question. Like we spend so many hours of planning. Like we know what they want. And at that point, when we step on the property, that's our time to take it out of their hands and know what we want. But sometimes, especially before the rehearsal, that is when I'll make sure there's, any other final touches before.
So I can understand a little bit where their bride's like, it's my rehearsal day now. We're like, this is my time to relax and party. Like, why are you?
And still getting hammered.
Why are you still
questions.
hammering? Yeah. Okay. After asking 2 questions and relayed through her bridesmaids that the coordinator was no longer allowed to speak to the bride or even look at her in the eye. Wow. All communication would have to go through a family member from there on out. I worked with the coordinator in the past and knew her to be a professional and a pleasant person to be around. So the planner is nice. Mm-hmm. She was super nice. Photographer knew she was nice. She had actually assumed the bride would get over her tantrum the day of the wedding, but nope. Still no talking or eye contact. No eye contact. What the heck? That's pretty like, what would she do if you stared at her? She would scream. Don't look at me. Okay. Oh. That's crazy. All right. We're still going. The coordinator tried her best to keep the wedding day going smoothly and on time, but it was nearly tough to do so through proxy. Mm-hmm. Taking photos took forever because I had to make sure a bridesmaid or sister was always with us to tell the couple where to stand and how to pose. So the photographer couldn't even talk to her.
Guess.
The heck? It was one of the most awkward jobs I have ever had. What? I've heard of bridezillas, but that is like, this had to be like a high profile. Like I can't imagine. Like, so the planner she was sick of the planner. She didn't even want her to look at her. And I guess the photographer couldn't even speak to her.
That's what it sounds like because
she needed a bridesmaid or a sister.
Yeah.
To tell the groom where to stand and how to pose. That's insane. I can't even imagine doing that.
Yeah.
Like I'll have like my assistants or I'll tell them, but then like my assistants will kind of like clean them up or whatever.
I feel like that would make the whole experience
take
more
forever.
Stressful for the couple too.
And take forever.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's like telephone,
Yeah.
And things get lost in translation and these bridesmaids and family members don't know how to them as well as their photographer does,
No
who
way.
is being paid to.
And the way, like when us as photographers like to direct, we say it in a way where it's just like fun or our passion comes out of it and natural. But then when like a bridesmaid or sister, she'll be like, oh, photographer wants you to do this. Steps away.
Yeah, that would, I feel like, be more tense.
I'm just going to hope that this is like a high-end, very high-profile wedding and they're both getting like fat chunks of change out of this to make it kind of worth it. If this was like a low-budget wedding or something and this is how they're dealing with, that'd be insane. That'd be insane.
Either way, it doesn't sound pleasant.
That would be... I can't even imagine. Like
we like to have a connection with our couples and to be able to witness them, not have to avoid eye contact, Can
you imagine if a couple told you that, Jade? Don't look at me.
No.
I don't want you talking to me. You'd be like, then bye. Okay. What do you want me to do? All right. That's crazy. But these ones are looking good. I mean, that's sad, but I'm glad. I hope I never have to deal with it. You know what? Like I said, if it's a very A-list celebrity and they're like that, I'd be like, you know what? I'm just happy I'm here. This is cool. But anything other than tippy top wedding, I'd be like, nah, this is insane. All right, let's get into it. This is the last one here.
Okay, it says
it's a small one.
Called Out of the Picture.
Out of the picture.
It reads, my friend is a photographer who does weddings. He got punched in the face by one groom. What is with these punching grooms?
Everyone likes to punch the groom. I don't know why.
No, groom is punching people.
Oh, groom is punching people? Oh, yeah. The groom is he's a protector. Okay. The groom is a protector.
But why are you punching the photographer?
Oh, he punched the photographer? Let's see.
Okay, I'm going to start over. Right. My friend is a photographer who does weddings. He got punched in the face by one groom because he decided that the photographer was taking too many photos of the bride.
Man, weddings seem to
bring out the worst in humanity. Well, it's kind of like,
this is, I'm going to say this one and the, romance one, kind of. Here we go. Let's get into this a little bit. So that romance one, the bride was falling for the dude because he was making the planner because he was making them good connections and spitting some planner game, right?
Thought I'd been meaning to probably.
And then this one, photographer freaking knocked out, or groom knocked out photographer. I mean, let's get one thing. There can be photographers out there that could say weird stuff to the bride, and then the groom. If I was that groom, I'd have been like, bro, like, why are you talking to the bride like this? Like this, I'm right here. Like,
this is my wife.
This is my wife here, man. Like some people will be like, oh, like arch the booty or like move, like, you don't need to be saying things like this. Oh, it's just, the groom would
read
like,
the room.
Yeah, read the room.
Your, what is it? Directions.
Yeah, like
wisely.
For some, all I gotta say is like, guys, this wedding industry is dominated by the females. Don't make it harder than it already is for us guys to freaking get some jobs. So if you're saying some cringy stuff to the bride and getting knocked out by the groom, it's gonna look at, all of them are, it's gonna be like, oh, don't get a male photographer. He's gonna be cringe and weird. It could backfire to all of us.
Yep.
Girls, it's easy for them to play around like that with the brides, but guys, watch your wording.
Yes.
Right.
Words are powerful. They can be taken out of, context.
Yeah. Like you got to be, when you take your photos, just be like very intentional about it. Intentional, right? Mm-hmm. Like know what you're doing. Let them know what you're taking. Tell the groom that everything's looking amazing. Maybe show them a photo. If you know that this groom is kind of very protective, very on edge, like and your camera's kind of pointed anywhere but the bride's face, show him the photo and be like, yeah, look at the beautiful detail we're getting for her dress or her necklace or something that's not her face. So he doesn't knock you out thinking that you're just trying to get some booty shots, right?
I guess.
I mean, this boy knocked him out. Knocked out the photographer. I know it wasn't a female photographer. He wouldn't do that. He'd be arrested. He knocked out a male photographer.
He got punched in the face.
Yeah. Or was he just like jealous?
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's like what it sounds like, all of those things.
No, I'm jealous that he wasn't getting photos.
Oh.
You know?
I don't know.
And then another way is always have a second, so that second could take the groom away and make him do his GQ shots, feeling good, while you're getting the bride shots. And then that, but still, watch your wedding, guys. Don't ruin it for us. It's hard as it is. Oh man, this world, this is crazy. Okay, that was crazy. So yeah, that was all of them. This was great. I mean, the stories were pretty. I'm glad we're not a part of any of these gnarly stories. But I mean, there's some things like we kind of seen before, like the food running out. I'm pretty sure a lot of us have seen that here and there. Sometimes, maybe once in our career, and then
that is memorable when it happens, if it happens.
Yeah. And then, yeah, stuff like that. But everything else, the heat wave, yeah, we've all dealt with that. But what would you say to you out of all these stands out the most out of all the stories? Look at the stories here. You got knocked out by the groom. You got the bride that does not want you to look at her. You got the bride that loving the planner. You got, let's see here.
I think that one was funny.
Yeah, that one probably stood out too, huh? So that's crazy. So I think today's top ones are the bride falling for the planner. And then, yeah, okay, we'll make them that one and the groom knocking out the photographer. Oh, because they both kind of work, like, man. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. This is crazy. Vendor horror stories. Number 2. This is crazy. I love it. Man, talk about intense. From catering disasters that had guests going hungry to wedding planners trying to save the day against all odds, we've covered some truly unforgettable wedding horror stories today.
Absolutely. These stories are a real reminder of how unpredictable weddings can be and how important it is for vendors to stay flexible and keep their cool even when the vodka bottles start exploding or the caterer runs out of food. And let's not forget the unexpected drama that can pop up, from feuding families to last-minute love confessions. It's a wild ride in this industry, and today's episode really captured that.
No joke. To all the vendors out there, we feel you. It's a tough job, but these stories are what makes it all the more memorable. And to our listeners, whether you're a vendor, a couple planning your big day, or just someone who loves a good story, we hope you enjoyed the dive into the crazy world of weddings.
Remember, if you're hiring professionals for your big day, trust their expertise. They've seen it all and then some. If today's episode taught you anything, it's that anything can happen, so be prepared for the unexpected.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Wedding Vendors Happy Hour. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to hear from some more amazing wedding professionals. Whether you're listening on our podcast or watching it on YouTube, we appreciate your support. And remember, stay inspired and keep those wedding dreams alive. We'll catch you on Season 2, Episode 18.
Thank you for listening to the